Ladies and gentlemen, it's Travis here, and welcome back to the SF Bay Area Sports Talk channel. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day today, and welcome to today's post-game show breaking down Game 2 of the 2022 World Series, as we did see the Houston Astros even up the series at one game apiece with a big 5-2 victory over the Philadelphia Phillies. And this has been an incredibly exciting World Series so far. You had Game 1, which saw history. You saw the Phillies come back from a 5-run deficit. That game goes extra innings. And here in Game 2, the Astros, they get out to an early lead. In this one, in the bottom of the first inning, the Astros scored 3 runs, getting on the board. Pena gets them on the board with an RBI double. Then you had Alvarez knocking a run with an RBI double. That made it 2-0 Astros. And Yuli Gurriel, he reaches on a throwing error. A run comes in. The Astros go up 3-0 early. And in the bottom of the 5th inning, the Astros go out to a 5-0 lead. Alex Bregman would crush a 2-run home run. And when you look at what Alex Bregman has done in the postseason, it's really impressive. He has incredible lifetime numbers in the playoffs. So he continues to get it done on the biggest stage, crushing a 2-run home run. So the Astros go out to a early 5-0 lead there. And the Phillies do end up getting 2 runs across the board. But the Astros are able to hold on to that lead. They get the 5-2 victory. Welcome in, everyone, to the post-game show. I apologize, I'm doing a late post-game. Was busy on Saturday night and didn't get to it yesterday. But excited to be here breaking down Game 2. Of course, really exciting. Game 3 will be later this evening, tonight. So really excited to see how Game 3 is going to play with the series shifting to Philadelphia. So really excited to hear everyone's thoughts on the World Series so far. What have been your thoughts? What are your predictions? Excited to share my predictions. I've got the Houston Astros winning this World Series. I've got it going 7 games. I think it's going to be a very close World Series. These first 2 games have been extremely competitive. And even with Game 2, with the Astros going out to a big 5-0 lead, Phillies did push across 2 runs. So it was a save situation in the 9th inning for Presley of the Astros. So what a game. What a game. And we talked about the pitching matchup going into this game. You had Zach Wheeler taking on Framer Valdez. And looking at the pitching matchup, Zach Wheeler goes 5 innings in this one. He gives up 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. So give credit to the Houston Astros. To push across 3 runs early in this game against a really good starting pitcher in Zach Wheeler. That was really impressive. And that's what if you're an Astros fan, that's what you wanted to see, this Astros offense be able to get to Zach Wheeler early. Because these really great pitchers, sometimes that first inning, it might be your only opportunity to be able to get to a pitcher of that caliber when they are settling into their rhythm. They're finding out what pitches are working for them that day. So I think this was a big key when we're looking at this game. The Astros getting to Zach Wheeler early in the game, being able to push across 3 runs early. And of course, then Framer Valdez gives them a good start, a quality start, going 6 1/3 innings, giving up just 4 hits, just 1 earned run, walking 3, and striking out 9. A really impressive start from Framer Valdez. What's going on, Kayla? How's it going? Travis, who do you think will win the World Series? Great question. Love the question. Yeah, I wasn't able to, didn't do a World Series prediction video. Definitely, hopefully I can do one next year. Um, I know I've done them in the past before, but yeah, excited to share my World Series predictions. And I'm sticking to my prediction as I'm not basing this off of how the series has gone so far, but I am predicting the Houston Astros to win this World Series in 7 games. I think it's going to be a very close World Series. I think seeing that this series is tied at 1, I think you'll see it go to a game 7, and really what it'll probably come down to is the little things. Whoever is knocking in those runs and scoring position, getting that extra 90 feet, maybe a stolen base, or making a defensive gem, or having great bullpen work. It's going to be, I think, a really fun World Series to continue to watch, and that's what's really exciting. I mean, we saw in when we looked at the championship series, both of those ended quite early. One of them in a 4-game sweep, with the Astros sweeping the Yankees, and you had the NLCS going just 5 games. The Phillies taking care of business of the Padres. So it's been a lot of fun seeing how competitive this World Series has been. And as a baseball fan, there's nothing like seeing, competitive baseball, fun, exciting baseball on the biggest stage. And so I've been enjoying this World Series and excited to see how it's all going to play out. But thank you, Kayla, for the question there. I'm really excited to share. I'd love to hear everyone's thoughts on how you think that this World Series is going to go. Your predictions in the series. Who do you have winning, and how many games? So we are going to make predictions on Game 3. So it's going to be fun with the series headed to Philadelphia. Actually going to look up the pitching matchups for Game 3, which will be coming on later this evening, later today. So yeah, it's going to be a really fun one to watch. So Lance McCullers Jr., the right-hander, will be making the start for the Houston Astros, and he will be taking on the right-hander Noah Syndergaard. So this is going to be an incredible pitching matchup in Game 3. Lance McCullers Jr. with a 2.45 ERA on the season and in the playoffs with 13 strikeouts. And Noah Syndergaard has also had a tremendous postseason so far with a 1.69 ERA in 4 strikeouts. So we have been seeing some great pitching matchups in this series. And like we have seen, some of these starting pitchers have been getting knocked around by these offenses. Both the Phillies and Astros, have been able to do quite a bit offensively. Obviously, the Phillies in Game 2 only pushing across 2 runs on 6 hits. So give credit to the Astros. Framber Valdez shuts them down for 6 1/3 innings. And then the Astros bullpen, Montero going an inning and 2/3, and then Presley being able to close out the game and pick up the save. So they've done a really nice job there. And that was a great win for the Astros. If you're an Astros fan, you did not want to go down 0-2 in the series with it going back to Philadelphia. So this was a big win to get at home to tie the series up. And coming off a tough loss in Game 1, I mean, having a 5-0 lead, and even late in the game, Astros had opportunities. So definitely for them, that was a very frustrating loss in Game 1. So give credit to them, the way that they bounced back strong in Game 2 to tie this series up. So it's been a fun World Series, and I think it's only going to get more fun here as we're getting to Game 3 now, with the series headed to Philadelphia. Welcome everyone to the post-game show. Glad you joined us this afternoon as we're breaking down Game 2 of the 2022 World Series. The Houston Astros do get the win 5-2 over the Philadelphia Phillies, and that evens up this 2022 World Series at 1 game apiece. So it's going to be really interesting to see how Game 3 is going to go with a great pitching matchup with Lance McCullers Jr., the right-hander, taking on Noah Syndergaard of the Phillies. So it's going to be interesting. We'll see if these starting pitchers, if we will see a pitcher's duel, or if these offenses are going to be able to put up some early runs, like what we saw from the Astros in Game 2. That was huge for them to push across 3 runs in the bottom of the first inning off of Zach Wheeler, because those are those opportunities. You know, when you're facing a really good starting pitcher, sometimes, you know, the only chances that you might get to be able to get to them are early in the game, say in like a first inning, where you're not sure what kind of pitches are working for them that day. And so give credit to the Astros. I mean, they did what they needed to do. You know, when you're coming off a tough loss and then you got to face Zach Wheeler, you know, that definitely was, you know, was going to be an interesting challenge for them, and for them to push across those 3 runs early, that really set the tone for the game. And then Bregman adds on with the 2-run home run in the 5th inning. The Astros go out to a big 5-0 lead, and then give credit to their bullpen. They're able to shut the door down. So this has been a fun World Series. Welcome in, everyone. Appreciate everyone checking in. Love to get your thoughts so far on this 2022 World Series. It's been a fun one so far. Summary of how it's gone in Game 1. We did see the Philadelphia Phillies come from behind from a 5-run deficit and get the big 1-run win, 6-5 in Game 1 of this series. And in Game 2, the Astros, they get the big win, 5-2. The Astros go out to a big 5-0 lead in this game, and they're able to hold it down here. What's going on, Maroon 5? Yes, I did see your comment. I will get back to you as soon as I'm able to. So I'll be responding to you definitely. I'll get to it right after I'm done here with this post game. So appreciate you checking in. Welcome in, everyone. Breaking down Game 2 of the 2022 World Series. Continuing to break down the stats of this game. Looking at the box score for the Astros, their offense did a great job in this game. You know, they made the most of their hits. Altuve, he goes 3 for 4. So seeing Jose Altuve heated up, that's always a great sign if you're an Astros fan. Seeing him get those big hits in the postseason. Then you have Alvarez with the big hit. You know, he's been a fun hitter to watch. A young hitter that has only gotten better, and we've seen him have some of the biggest moments so far in the postseason on the biggest stage. And so seeing a young hitter like that really thrive on the biggest stage is really awesome to see. You know, seeing a young hitter like that. Then Alex Bregman, he has the big hit, 2-run home run in this game. We talked about the incredible success that he has had in the postseason. He continues to get it done on the biggest stage, and I think he's definitely ranked up there in Astros playoff history with, I think, the most home runs. I think he's got 19 or close to 20 home runs now in his playoff career. And I mean, what the Houston Astros have done over these last several years has been really impressive when you consider that, you know, they didn't always, I'm sure that their payroll has gone up with a lot of the winning that they have been able to accomplish, but they did not always have, say, the largest payroll. So they have been able to make great use of their draft picks, spend their money wisely in free agency. They have put together a great team, and you look at this team, I mean, a lot of these players are homegrown, and even with, you know, some of them that they've lost, they've still been able to continue to develop a great farm system. So I definitely give them a lot of credit to, you know, be contending every year in a small market like Houston. They've gone 6 straight American League Championship Series. I think this is their fourth World Series in the last 6 years, 6 or 7 years, I think it is. So it'll be interesting if they can, get the win, because even though they have been in, now 4 World Series, they do just have the one win so far back in 2017 against the Los Angeles Dodgers. So let's see what happens. This World Series has been fun so far. It's been very close, and I do think we will see it go to a Game 7. So it's going to be fun to see how Game 3 is going to go with the great pitching matchup with Lance McCullers Jr. Taking on Framer Valdez, or taking on Noah Syndergaard. So let's see what happens. So we are going to be getting to our picks of the game. So would love to hear who you're taking as the pick of the game. And for my pick of the game, I am going to go with. I'm going to take Jose Alvarez. I think that was a huge hit in the first inning. We've talked about the big moments that he has had in the playoffs. And this was key for the Astros to score 3 runs early off Zach Wheeler. When you're facing a really good starting pitcher like Zach Wheeler, sometimes the only opportunities that you have to get to a quality pitcher like that is early in the game, when they're still getting a feel for what pitches are working for them and they're getting into rhythm. So I'm going to take Yordan Alvarez. I'm going with as my pick of the game. It was a huge RBI double that he had in the bottom of the first inning. So he continues to get it done. Yordan Alvarez in the postseason, and that was a big hit that put the Astros lead at 2-0. They would end up going up 3-0 in the first. Bregman hits a 2-run home run in the bottom of the fifth. The Astros go out to a big 5-0 lead. Give credit to their bullpen. They shut the door down, and they get the big win 5-2 in Game 2. So that nods up this World Series. If you haven't already shared your pick of the game, I would love to hear who you're taking. So appreciate that, everyone. And it's been a fun World Series. Very competitive so far. It's been really fun to see. And I am predicting this World Series to go to Game 7. I think we will see it go 7 games. So love to hear your thoughts out there, what you're thinking, what you're predicting for this World Series. I do have the Houston Astros winning in 7 games. And when you look at these two teams, they, from what I can see, are pretty evenly matched in a lot of ways. When we're looking at, they both have quality starting pitching. Their bullpen, the Astros bullpen, I think, we've seen both bullpens. The Phillies bullpen did a great job in Game 1. I think obviously in this, the Phillies bullpen also did good here in Game 2. So both of these bullpens have been doing really well. But the key here in Game 2 was, I think, the Astros getting to Zach Wheeler early, getting those 3 runs early, and that really sets the tone. Obviously for the Phillies, it would have been really impressive if they had been able to come from behind 2 5-run deficits. So that was definitely a daunting task. They do push across a couple of runs, but the Astros do get the 5-2 victory. So that does knot up this World Series at 1 game apiece. So let's get to some predictions for Game 3 of this series. I do think we will see a pitcher's duel when you're looking at the pitching matchup of right-hander Lance McCullers Jr. taking on the right-hander Noah Syndergaard. So I do think we will see a pitcher's duel. So it'll be interesting if either of these offenses can be able to score some early runs, because that's going to be key, getting to these quality starting pitchers early in the game. If you're going to have a good chance and, to get a lot of pitches out of them early, that will be, I think, keys to see in this game. But I do think I think we will see. I think the Phillies do get a win here in Game 3. That is what I'm predicting. I think coming back home, their fans are going to be really excited, really pumped up for this game. Even though I am picking Astros in 7 games, I do see the Phillies getting a win in Game 3. I think it'll be a close game. I've got them winning 4-2 in this game. That will be my prediction. We shall see how close I am, or if I'm really far off. But should be interesting. So thank you again so much, everyone, for checking out today's post game. I apologize doing a late post game here. So if you happen to appreciate everyone checking in, really means a lot. Really appreciate the support. Let's make some noise for the YouTube algorithm, and let's smash up the like button. Thank you everyone so much. This support really means a lot, and I see your feedback, I see your comments, and I see your engagement, and I want to say thank you so much. Smashing that like button, this feedback really helps out the channel big time. This feedback lets YouTube know that this video is relevant, so then YouTube knows to recommend this video to as many Houston Astros fans, Philadelphia Phillies fans, and all baseball fans around the world. So thank you everyone for spreading the noise and helping out. Really appreciate that. And if you enjoyed this live post-game show, be sure to smash that subscriber button, and be sure to smash the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm going live for the next World Series post-game show. We'll be going live later tonight for Game 3 following the game, so definitely make sure to have your notifications turned on so you know when I'll be going live. So thank you again, everyone, so much. Smash that like button. I appreciate that. We are wrapping up Game 2 of this World Series. The Houston Astros get the big win, 5-2 over the Philadelphia Phillies, and that nods up this World Series at 1 game apiece. So thank you, everyone. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and we will see you later tonight for Game 3 of the World Series post-game. Have a great one, everyone.